Hey y'all, it is October the 4th, 2020, 2025. All right. I want to holler at y'all about something. There's a lot of people, they're haters. I don't blame them, they got a lot to hate about, but people hate about stuff, all right? One of the things that a lot of people, especially people my age or more likely older. I mean, my age, that's touch and go, but older people, they're hateful. Everyone's hateful, but I mean in particular about Instagram. And that's what we actually have behind me right now that I'm showcasing for you right now. It's called Instagram, and people they hate on it for plenty of reasons, right? And let me tell you something. As far as I know, all those reasons are valid as hell, dude. I mean, I do not blame you because it is exactly what you're saying it is, and it's terrible, man. Instagram, gosh, it's terrible in so many ways. But it's the best times, worst times. I keep telling that to people. If I'm just suggesting, it's best times and the worst times. So there's plenty to hate on about Instagram. But if you're being objective and you're just being entertained by society, you take an objective look at Instagram, you have no choice but to admit that for all its flaws and downfalls, Instagram has equally the same amount of positives and just amazing. There's a characteristics. There's a reason why Instagram is one of the top social media apps in the world, right? And there's plenty of perks. Let me tell you, we don't have time to go into all the perks right now. But let me just say, if you haven't heard of it, for the people who's dating, I'm not dating, dude. I don't have no interest in that. But for people who are dating, Instagram, number one dating app, and they don't even advertise that. There's like dating apps out there, and they're all dumb. It's like whatever. Go ahead and get floozies and all this. That's what happens on dating apps. But the number one dating app, that's Instagram. Bar none. Everybody who knows, and it's not even close. Right? Plenty of perks when it comes to Instagram, and I'll acknowledge it, even though if I'm not dating. But it's really, really cool. And I just want to tell y'all that just so that you know, you can go ahead and do it if you want to. I know most people won't. I don't mind. But if you want to follow me on Instagram, that's what it is. Gerard Ain't Right. You can see it up there at the top. Gerard Ain't Right. And I'll have you know, I don't expect you to go from YouTube over to Instagram because already I'm on YouTube. But on Instagram, as you can tell down below, I've actually posted 2 times, and that's lazy to be honest. I just started, and starting tomorrow, I'm gonna post much more frequently for sure. I'm gonna dive into it, and just so that you know, it's gonna be different kind of videos than what you're gonna see on YouTube. You're gonna get a lot more short form, or it may be perhaps more sensational videos on Instagram than you will on YouTube, just so that you know. I'm giving you a heads up. All right, but here's what I really wanted to point out right now. I've been gaining followers on Instagram like fish in a barrel, dude. Like easier than on YouTube. And the thing is, on YouTube, it's got its own algorithms and stuff, and of course you can get as many followers as you want. But a lot of us aren't concerned with followers. A lot of us just want to make legendary content. Doesn't matter how many followers that we have on YouTube. All right. Instagram's a little bit different, but I gotta say, in case if you're wondering, much easier to get followers on Instagram because of the nature of it. It's more fast paced and stuff like that. For those people who know, There's so many apps out there. I'm only going to be on a select few. I am on Twitter. All right, for those people who know, I'm so much more on Twitter than I'm on YouTube. I promise you that. But it's less videos. I might post up some videos on Twitter, but mostly it's just posts, and mostly it's just me hollering at you, letting you know the things I hear when I hear them. I hear about them right away. On Twitter, like anything that I hear from around the world as far as news, current events, if you want to know what I hear about on a daily basis, you'll find out on Twitter. You can stay posted. You just got to know how to use Twitter correctly in order to not get bogged down, in order to not get overwhelmed, because it's very easy to get overwhelmed on Twitter. You had to only, long story short, and I've already said this before, you had to put up the notifications on only certain people. That way you can get in real time. I can talk to you in real time about the world, no matter where you're at in the world. On Twitter, that's very possible. It happens a lot. I do it on Twitter a lot. So that's very good on Twitter, but also what you'll notice when you're on Twitter is you'll gain followers. Pretty easy and a lot easier than on YouTube. Here's the problem. Most of the followers that you get on Twitter, if you're a small time person like myself, they're all going to be bots. You can tell that they're robots. They're not real people. There are going to be bot pages of dirty, floozy sluts all the time. It's like, I wonder why so many hot, floozy sluts want to follow me on Twitter all the time. What am I, super handsome? No, they're bots. They're robots. You're getting followers for no good reason. So it's kind of dumb. I don't pay it no mind. But okay, while I'm running out of battery, let me just say, on Instagram, you got a whole different kind of game going on. And as you can see up here, up the top, and I've only dropped 2 videos. One of them was hardly a video at all. This one was kind of a video in which I talked some trash. But already 33 followers. I notice as the day goes on, even though I've been slacking, I haven't posted nothing for like a couple of days, I'm steady getting followers. And I'll talk to y'all more about it. Shout out to my fam, all right, in Uzbekistan. A lot of people don't know. I'm getting a following up in Uzbekistan. I know for a fact these are real people. It's not even just robots in Uzbekistan. These are real people who are following me. I'll give you a little peek. We're going to talk about it later, but I messed around, and I'll tell you how I did it later, because I am running out of battery and space on my phone. I'm getting a lot of people from Uzbekistan and that sort of part of the world following me. These are real people. I can tell the difference. And that's pretty exciting. I like that. I don't mind having a fan base in Uzbekistan, right? So, and I'll tell you how I know that they're real and how I did that on accident, but I'm glad I did it. So, but what I really wanted to talk about to you right now is you'll notice when you go on Instagram, most people are losers. Okay? To include myself, all right? I'm not taking myself out of that box. But most people are losers on Instagram. The great majority of people on Instagram are losers. And God bless them, man. They're people just like everybody else, but they are losers, and there's an easy way to figure that out. There's an easy way to know for a fact that you're a loser on Instagram, and that's by this right here. Followers 33, following 36. You are for certain a loser. And go ahead and look for yourself. Go through as many profiles as you want. You are a loser if you have more people you're following than more people that you follow. Point blank period. There's no discussion. You're a loser. That's just how it goes. And you'll notice the winners on Instagram, the people who are really popular and who are winners at life. You'll notice instantly because they'll have 10, 20, 100, 200 times more people that are following them than they're following. There's some people out there who are just famous, and they'll have 2, 3, 5 million people following them, and they'll be following like 100 people or something like that. That the bigger the ratio of people who's following you, as opposed to who's you're following, the bigger the ratio, the more of a winner you are. All right, it's very easy to tell. There's not enough bots on here to mess up the ratios like on Twitter. But then you'll notice for total losers, you'll see numbers like they'll have like 400. Let's just put out a number. They'll have 400 people following them, and they'll be following like 2,000 people. Just do the math. You're a loser, right? The 400 people you have are just people who are following you back just to be nice. You're not popular. You're a loser. You have nothing to offer. And it's just plain as numbers. And that's what I really like about Instagram. You can really tell by the numbers. So me, I'm about to pass into winner territory. All right, let me just put up a couple more videos. See if I don't get into winner territory. I'm going to have more followers than I do have people who I'm following. And I'm going to be very careful. The thing is, it's nice to follow more people because they give you more of an insight. And on your feed, you can go down to your feed and you can see all the posts that they do for the people you follow. And that's nice. And they'll give you inspiration and they'll give you ideas for content and everything like that. It's a very useful tool. But for example, if you're a loser, right? If you're a stinking loser and you're following 2,000 people, and I'm going to get up out of here, but imagine you're a loser, you follow 2,000 people, you only have a couple hundred people following you. You're quite frankly, obviously a loser. And let me tell you something else. If you follow 2,000 people, which a lot of people do here on Instagram, if you follow that many people, there's no way you can keep up with all those people. Not only are you a loser, but you're also inconsiderate. For all the people that you follow, you can't even keep up with them. What are you gonna look at 5,000 posts every day on Instagram? Are you really gonna look at 5,000 posts daily on Instagram? Are you that much of a loser? That's crazy. The answer is no, you're not gonna look at 5,000 posts every day on Instagram. That just makes you inconsiderate. Right? For all the people you're following on Instagram, it doesn't even matter because you're following 5,000. It's not like you can see any of their posts. You're basically worthless to them. And also, you're a loser. You can tell by the numbers. That's wild. So, you can keep up with me on Instagram. And I swear, I'm going to be a winner by like tomorrow. And then I'm going to see how much more of a winner I can be by putting out creative content, inspirational content, content that can help people very quickly, and then perhaps put money in my pocket. Instagram. You want money in your pocket? Might be a good idea. Get on Instagram. Right? Are you a loser? I hope not. Anyways, it's October the 4th, 2020, 2025.